Are you serious? Are you serious? What's going on here? Well, guys, let me tell you something. Oh, this is what people forget. This is what they don't understand. Well, here we go with defund the police. And that was a brilliant idea for New Orleans. They did it in July. $16 million they cut out of the budget. 500 less police officers than they had when Katrina was here. And now, with an entire city in the dark and water still rising, and people will be in desperate need of how they're going to get food, water, and what have you. You can know. You just can know. And they're already concerned about looting in the streets. I'm going to say shooting in the streets also. You got to be concerned about both of those. Now, let me just say real quick. Let's put a shout out real fast. We're going to pray about it. Put a shout out right now to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's healthwithpaul.com. Guys, our confidence levels, feeling of self-worth, and daily frame of mind is directly tied to our appearance. Well, that means I'm a mess. But many anti-aging serums attempt to capitalize on that. However, many of them fall short because they don't target the root of the problem. This is why I highly recommend taking and using collagen, not human collagen. I would never endorse that. No. But BioTrust came up with a great product, multi-collagen, fish, eggs, and plant collagen. Are you serious? At www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. And look, it works better at reducing the appearance of wrinkles and all that other aging spots and your fingernails, breaking, and your hair and your teeth and your joints. Go now to www.healthwithpaul.com. That's www.healthwithpaul.com. Yes, that's right. I think you'll be glad you did. I'd say that right now. Well, what are we going to do now? We have a mess down in the Big Easy, and this isn't a time for defunding the authorities. That's for sure. Well, wait a minute. Maybe the authorities, but it's wrong. It would be a bad time to defund the police. Now, with 500 less police officers than they had, and the city of New Orleans cutting the budget by $16 million out of the police department, they have now the entire city is in the dark. The water is rising, and no way to, how are people going to get food, water? Are you serious? Looting is a serious concern. Even the mayor says so. Let me just give you some information here right now. Cantrell urges people to remain sheltered, implementing an anti-looting protocols in the darkened city of New Orleans. Now, New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell urging residents not to venture out to survey the damage left behind by Ida until Monday morning. Well, they got out, and looting is already beginning. And so the mayor is now trying to figure out, conditions are still severe throughout the city of New Orleans. And Cantrell said, before outlining the gravity of the power outage that left 100% of New Orleans Parish in the dark. It's unsafe out there, Cantrell declared before introducing her chief of police, the New Orleans PD chief, Sean Ferguson, who echoed Cantrell's sentiments and said the police will be mobilized to keep troublemakers off the streets. Without power, that creates opportunity for some, and we will not tolerate that, Ferguson said. We will implement our anti-looting deployment to ensure the safety of our citizens and the safety of our citizens' property. Interesting. Ida has weakened, but the water is rising, the rain is falling, and actually more damage is about to take place than when Ida was here. Ferguson also says, we are imploring people to please exercise caution and remain where they are. Now, here's the problem about the police protecting citizens' property. If the looters decide to call it a protest, then you can't, what are you going to do then? Because during the protest in Portland, they looted, they busted things, they broke things, they set things on fire with arsonists, and they assaulted people on the street. That was called a protest. So how do you determine which one's happening? It's just a question. I don't know if it's in the new police reform package that all these major cities are trying to implement. I'm just wondering how they're going to make that happen. Now, James Gill, who says, while homicide and carjackings have gone way up in New Orleans, police department budget is way down. And since it's just possible that there is a connection, although that's the same situation in every major city across America, this will hardly bolster the cause of defunding police, which has some keen supporters. The decision to take $16 million away from the cops this year was not inspired by some of these radical groups, really, but instead was because of a COVID mandate. I'm not sure I get that, how that matches, but that isn't what I heard, and that's not what I saw in the streets in Portland and Seattle and Chicago and Detroit and Kenosha, Wisconsin, and New York and Atlanta and Detroit and Houston. But let's wait and see. Minneapolis. Let's just wait. We now have the city of New Orleans. The mayor has now put in place a curfew. I don't know how they're going to implement that curfew if they don't have enough police officers. But that is a problem that they didn't think through when they went on this rampage last summer, and now they're facing record crime across the country. And then what happens when you have a catastrophe like this? Who's going to protect the people? Who's going to protect the property? How's that going to work? Now, I'll tell you what happens, just a suggestion to some of the Democrat mayors out there. I'm going to make a suggestion. You see how the power companies help each other? When the power goes out, crews from other states go to where the problem is and help get the power back going. And then if it happens in Alabama, or if it happens over in Georgia, or it happens in Florida, or if it happens up in Mississippi somewhere, wherever, they will send crews from locations that aren't hurting as bad and help get the power up. It's called working together. It's also called the American way. And there's no racial issues there. The crews don't care. They go no matter whose people are living where or what ethnic groups are involved. It's a great thing. It's actually, it's even a Christian thing to do, to be quite honest. But has any of this is a question, because look, I'm just a country preacher from the cornfields of Indiana. And I'm just wondering could some of the Democrat cities like New York or Detroit or Chicago or Atlanta or somewhere, or Minneapolis or San Francisco or something, could they send extra, or like a crews of police officers into New Orleans to try to maintain law and order during this critical time when the situation is absolutely a catastrophe? Or could the governor, how about this? Another option would be the governor of Louisiana could actually ask the president of the United States to please send down the National Guard to help secure law and order in the Big Easy. But wouldn't it be great if they would work with each other? Do you think either one of those suggestions is going to happen? And wouldn't it be great if the city government leaders in New Orleans would do an emergency refunding of the police. Not 16 million that they what they used to have, but double it, 32 million. Give back the 16 million you took away and add 16 million because you're in a catastrophic, cataclysmic, apocalyptic situation. And people's safety, not just rescuing them, and business owners' property and inventory deserves to be protected, since they pay the most taxes. Just saying. Something to think about. As far as the Christians are concerned, many of the Cajun Navy, many of them are out there right now rescuing people and trying to protect people and get food and water to people without the government's assistance. Just good, God-fearing, honest Cajuns, the Cajun Navy, taking care of neighbors, no matter what skin color they are. I think that if the government would just learn from the American people what it means to be an American, it might, and start governing like we are Americans and the American spirit. A lot of that good God-fearing Christianity will rub off on some folks. We just might have a better nation. Would you guys pray for the Big Easy tonight? Would you please pray for New Orleans today, tonight, tomorrow, the day after? Because when you're short 500 police officers and the entire city is without power, people are going to be trying to get back to their homes for fear their homes see if their homes are damaged, see if their stuff has been robbed. People are going to be trying to find water. Debit card machines don't work. Gas station pumps don't work. Grocery stores are closed. It is, and if you open, are you sure that you won't be overrun? And I'm not even going to ask where's FEMA. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Does this kind of make sense? I tell you what, am I saying something that isn't possible? Or am I saying something that isn't probable? Or am I saying something that they'll never do?